Hi scholars, it's time for Science with Miss Pearson. Today we are going to be continuing to talk about light. We've asked and answered so many questions about light in science already. You might remember that last time we answered this question, which objects reflect the most light? And from that discussion, we realized that there are some objects that absorb light. So, like that brick wall we saw last time, when an object absorbs light, that means that when light shines on that object, it just lights up the object. The light doesn't get reflected or sent back, it doesn't blind us, it just lights up the object. We know that objects can also reflect light, which means that when we shine light on the object, then the light bounces right back and it almost blinds us and is so bright. This tends to happen with shiny objects. But we also know that there are objects that are transparent. And in transparent objects where you can see right through them, the light gets transmitted through the object. So today, we're going to use what we know about light to figure out how we can redirect light, or how we can change the direction that light is moving in. We know that when we reflect light, that's a way that we can redirect it, because light originally is traveling in this straight line to the object. But when a shiny object like a mirror goes in front of that light, it sends the light in a completely different direction. It sends it right back. So we're going to use what we know about redirecting light and reflecting light to find ways to move light in the direction we want it to move. So let's pretend I have a flashlight here and I turn it on, and we know that light travels in a straight line, so it would shoot straight up. If I put a mirror right here in front of the light, where do you think that the light would get redirected? Would it continue going straight up? Or would it go to the side? Or do you think it would go to this side? Would it go to the right? Or do you think it would go straight down? Where do you think the light would get redirected to? The light would end up going straight down if you put a mirror in front, because the mirror would reflect the light and have it shoot straight back. Just like how when we shine a light on a mirror, it comes straight back at us and blinds us. Now, let's try and put the mirror somewhere else and predict where we think the light would go. So if I tilted the mirror a bit, where do you think the light would go now? Where do you think it would send the light? Do you think the light would continue going straight? Do you think it would go straight down? Do you think it might go a little bit to the left? Do you think it might go a little bit to the right? Where do you think the light would go? When we tilt our mirror a little bit to the left, so it becomes a little lower on the left, we actually can change the direction of the light and we can make it turn. In this case, we would be able to make it shoot to the side of it. So depending on where we place the mirror, that can redirect the light by making it either shoot straight back, reflecting straight back, or it can redirect the light and make it turn. So what we're going to do today is we are going to watch a video. And in this video, we are going to hear about an experiment from a scientist who is trying to use mirrors to redirect light so that it hits a target. The first part of this video just talks about how you can set up the experiment yourself. If you have these materials at home, you are welcome to try to set up this experiment too. But if you do not have these materials at home, then you can just focus on trying to predict what you think will happen or how this scientist will be able to redirect the light. Next class, we'll get to watch how the scientist redirects the light and hits the target. But your job for today is just to predict how you think the scientist is going to redirect the light. So let's watch the video and see how the scientist sets up this experiment.
Hi, Josh here with the St. Louis Science Center with Science Off-Center team with another experiment that you can try at home. This one has to do with light. So what you'll need is, first of all, a flashlight. You will need a piece of paper. Now you'll notice I put targets on mine. You don't really need to, but it helped me. And you will also need 3 to 4 little mirrors kind of like this. Now if you can't find these, CDs work just as well. And you will also need at least 6 clothespins. And so your goal to set this experiment up is to get mirrors to stand up like this. So I'll show you on a CD. Just take your clothespins, put them on the bottom, and it makes a nice little stand. That can hold the mirror up most of the time. So then with your piece of paper, all you need to do is fold it in half. And you want to make a nice good crease so that it stands up by itself. So now, the goal here is to set up your piece of paper, shine the light on one side of the piece of paper, and then using the mirrors, bounce the light around so that the light hits the other side of the piece of paper. So try this out and see how you do. Alright, so this is what our initial setup should look like. You've got your flashlight pointing at one side of the paper, but not the other. Now remember the goal. Hi, Josh here.
All right, scholars, so you saw how Josh was able to set up that experiment. What your job to do right now is to head on to Seesaw. And on Seesaw, I want you to press the microphone. And I want you to tell me how you think Josh is going to get the light to hit the target. Do you think he's going to put a mirror straight in front of the flashlight so that it shoots right back if he wants it to go around and hit the target? Or do you think he's going to have to turn the mirror somehow to redirect the light so that it's able to go around? Tell me which one of those you think. I can't wait to hear your answers. Don't forget, after you press the record button, to press the green check to submit your work. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.